Welcome back to another edition of Quinte Connection. Thanks so much for joining us. Well, joining us now, a very special guest who we're just getting to talk to now and getting to know. It is David R. Maracle, a local sculptor and musician based on the Tandanga Mohawk territory and a member of the Bay of Quinte Mohawk. So David, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Oh, it's my pleasure to be here as a guest.
We had heard through the Quinte Arts Council and we saw your performance as a part of the 50th Juno Awards that was pre-taped at the Empire Theatre. A beautiful way to really kind of bring in what we've been discussing and talking about the last month or so with National Indigenous History Month. So David, walk us through your performance, as you know, we'll hopefully share a bit of it on this show as well.
Well, it's always important to start off with acknowledgement when we do things, to just acknowledge where the gifts come from and where they're going to go once we leave this planet. You know, we like to leave things behind and always leave good words behind. And in fact, in our prayer, we thank everything that lives, that flies above and swims. And at the end of the day, it's very important for us to ask forgiveness, you know, in case we forget to be thankful for anything that the Creator's allowed us to have, or you know, if we may have been a stumbling block or we said the wrong thing, right? We always ask forgiveness. And I think going on there and opening something as prestigious as the Juno Awards was quite an honor. And knowing that our words and you know, our Mohawk tradition and the traditions of our Indigenous culture and people, I thought it was, it's always appropriate to be thankful for our gifts. And there was a lot of people that have beautiful gifts that have been given to be able to perform and to put smiles on our faces. So, and I had a lot of friends in the Junos too, so it was actually a great opportunity for me to honor them too.
Good to hear. Yeah, with 17 compilation CDs, 2 Golden Awards, I believe. So, David, what are some of your friends that you mentioned in the Juno Awards? Because I believe there was a story that you've got a picture of Buffy St. Marie somewhere in your house as well.
Yes, Buffy St. Marie, Lila Gilday, just to name a few. There was others. I can't think them off the top of my head right now, but it's always nice. I've played many music awards, the Indigenous Music Awards. I played many years for that. I've actually won several awards for, you know, my compilations and stuff. So that was a gift for me to be able to have that, you know. And it helps when we get these awards as Indigenous people. It helps us help to inspire the youth and to give them a sense of direction where they may want to go if we do a good enough job for them that they like and see what we do and they like that.
How has your art and your sculptures helped you, especially in the last year and the pandemic and things shifting?
Well, actually, my touring has slowed down, obviously. Actually, my touring has stopped, and I just started going back into my studio because I never really had time. I was on the road a lot, traveling out to Europe and different places. I was in Pakistan the last time teaching and talking about carvings and music. So it actually played a big role. And being home now, I've taken care of a lot of things at home. We actually opened up an Airbnb, and we rent cabins on the water. So that's really keeping me busy on the land here. And every once in a while I get into my studio and carve. I just put up a new art gallery here, a small art gallery. So I made it small so it's manageable for me. So I don't really have to go after things to put in there. I can just keep working. My studio is right out back of my gallery. So it allows me to walk back and forth, get a little exercise and get things in under the spotlight. And hopefully I can teach and educate people through my art and through the customs and the symbolisms that I put in there. It's always nice to have a story with a piece of art that people can take home, you know, and put in their house. And then they have that part of history documented in stone. I should probably say how the music is used in documentaries and it's used to heal. I actually have used my music, it's used to help people heal. Like elderly people love to listen to it.
It's
People
soothing.
that are
Yeah.
stressed out, soldiers. My music has been sent all over the world to war-torn countries where soldiers with PTSD are using my music to heal. So this really inspires me to know that the creators allowed me to have this gift to help people. So I believe my things that I've chosen in life help people. The arts helps people get a better understanding of who we are as Ungwe people, as Indigenous people. And my music also helps as I incorporate the birds and the wolves and the sounds of the crow and the water and the wind and all these things I put into my music because it's very important to let people hear the beauty of the natural world.
Good to hear. Yeah, your story and some of your artwork is featured as a part of the Quinte Arts Council's Umbrella magazine that can be found this spring all over the place. So David, for you, as we continue educating and listening and reflecting, how has your art changed?
Yes. So my stories have really changed into being thankful. Number one, that we're still healthy and happy, and I'm putting more thought and effort into carving more of our legends and putting more storyline behind the things. So when they're ready to go out into the museums and different places, they will be ready to describe how we go through the pandemic, how we've went through the pandemic. So it's it's all teaching tools, everything we do. And I started getting back into my cooking again. We used to have a cafe here, and I used to do a lot of indigenous cooking here, and it became well known. And we were serving great coffee and snacks, and we had a teepee set up out back. Teepees are not our thing, but everybody knows what a teepee is. So I thought it would just be beautiful to have one of the structures out there. So we put one up. We belong to longhouses, but I put the teepee up, and I'd always have a fire in the teepee. And this is what I miss the most, is having that fire. And in the morning, I'd get out there and start at about 6 o'clock in the morning, and we'd open up the cafe, and people would come in and get their coffee, and they'd go into the teepee, and I had different medicines that they could take and throw onto the fire and just sit and relax. And a lot of people, a lot of the old timers like to sit at Tim Hortons and converse stories and stuff, but I had the teepee, and we would encourage people to sit down there and just share stories. And it was beautiful to listen and watch. When I could get out, if there was no customers, I had a little buzzer that would ring. I'd run down to the teepee, and I would sit there with my coffee and just listen to people talk and have fun and laugh. And because it was circular, we all faced each other. So nobody was excluded from that circle. We didn't have our backs to anybody. So when we watched that fire, Ojira, I encourage people to take a little bit of medicine and put their thoughts and prayers into the medicine before they left, and throw it in there for your day, and watch as the smoke, that the fire would take that, turn that into smoke, and we'd watch our prayers travel towards the spirit world. So those types of things I miss. But moving on and having all these other beautiful things that we're actually doing now is it's just phenomenal. How things have changed, and how we're moving forward in great ways.
Yeah, as we look forward to moving together collectively and getting back together more in person for those really special quiet moments, what some of the messages do you want to share with us as we continue to come out of this month and look forward to another season?
Well, I just everybody needs to keep their head up, because we are going to get through this. We just have to pay attention to what people are trying to tell us to do. And unfortunately, I was one of the guys that got the 2 shots, and I had got a little complication over it. And you can go online and see some of those things that's happened. But moving forward, I'm just thankful to be here and to be able to continue on with my music. And and people, I'm still touching people over the lines. We're able to stay in touch, and I'm talking to people in Pakistan, over in India, back in Austria. So they're looking at all. It's wonderful, the internet anyway, how it's connecting us all, and we all know what's going on a daily basis, and we can all react to those things, or we can decide to just sit back and just take it all in silently as well.
Yeah, well, thanks for connecting with us. And David, as we close out the show here, and thanks all our guests for watching this week's episode, what's the inspiration for your art and sculptures?
The inspiration I have is just watching people enjoy the stories, enjoy the sounds, and we're able to teach and educate people with our music and with the sculptures and our paintings, because it's important that people know our culture and be able to see it in a beautiful way, the way our artists portray it, and their stories start coming out in colors and the stones and the musicians with their words and how they put the guitars and the drums and the hand drums behind these things. It's just a beautiful way to actually carry our words and carry our thoughts through our arts and music.
Well, thanks so much for sharing your story and your thoughts with us, and let's bring the music home to everybody listening and watching. So, David, I'll let you take it away with one of your songs.
Absolutely.